You know what? I think it's fine. I think it's fine. Hey everyone, welcome to class. This is a very special class because, ta-da! It is a sequence from my first ever book, Yoga Fix. So if you don't already know, Yoga Fix is a super practical, functional guide to help you live a pain-free body in your 30s and beyond. So is it a glossary of yoga poses? No. Is it a encyclopedia of sun salutations? Also no. What this is I have, let's see. I'm trying to find a good one, you know? Okay, winging shoulder blades. Like one of your shoulder blades wings out. Guess what? I have a fix for that. Page 43. Let me go to another section of that. I'm trying not to tell you one that I'm going to do right now. Let's say you can't rotate your spine very well. Like when you're doing twists in yoga, you just can't make that motion. There's a fix for that. Limited rotation, page 67. Let's go to another section. In this class, we're going to do a lower back pain fix. So I'm going to save that one for what we actually do. There's a whole chapter on the core. So pelvic floor weakness. Fix for that. And a lot of times there's actually two fixes for that. Pelvic floor tightness, there's a fix for that. Okay, let's move on away from the core. When you can't build core strength, no matter how many planks and sit-ups you do, why can't I actually build strength? Well, guess what? There's even a fix for that. Let me move on to your hips and hamstrings. Oh, you know there's plenty of fixes here. Tight hamstrings, we cover the basics, but we also cover some more in-depth things. IT band syndrome, pinching hip flexors. There's fixes for all of those. So this is really one of those types of books that like you can use almost like a little self-prescribing, I don't know, maybe that's a bad word to use, but you know what I mean? I really wanted you to be able to comb through here and be like, yes, here's an issue that I have. How can I fix that? So pain in squats and lunges, like for knees and quads, that's a chapter. So if your knees bother you in squats, there's a fix for that. Runner's knee, there's a fix for that. Tight quads, pain when kneeling on your mat. There's just so much. And then there's a whole chapter about the feet and ankles. Honestly, I'm really proud of how this came out. I think it's really useful. It's really practical and it's very beautiful. So it also just makes a nice book to have on your coffee table if you want to, you know, for when you're not doing yoga. But today we're going to focus on a lower back pain fix. This is lower back pain fix 2. So if you have the book, this is page 80 and 81. I'm just going to have it here open. And the great thing is you don't need any props for this. We're just going to jump right in. It's not going to take us too long because, you know, who has the time? Let's come all the way down and we are going to take one of my favorite poses with the goofiest name, Bananasana. I can't even believe that's real. So take the left foot, bring it over to the left, and then cross your right ankle over your left ankle. Then clasp the right wrist with your left hand and fold in half. So it's kind of like you are moving into the shape of you guessed it, banana. So this is just really great for lengthening the sides of the body. Kind of breaking up tension under the arm, around the ribs, and through the obliques. Go ahead and switch sides. So you're going to walk the right foot over to the right, hook the left ankle over that, and then fold in half as you clasp the left wrist. So same thing, bring your awareness to that whole side from the armpit down to the hip, and just feel all of that tissue start to lengthen. Go ahead and come back to the center. Pull the knees in toward the chest and rock up. So also you'll see that each pose has really specific cues, like where you should feel it, how to do it, of course, if it's a little bit tricky to get into. But it's really walks you through. Let's find child's pose, feet together, knees wide, shift the hips back. I also explain why poses are good for the pain that we're trying to fix. Because sometimes you'll see poses that you're going to do through these fixes that you might think, okay, how does that relate to the knee? How does that relate to the low back? And I tell you. So in child's pose, this always feels really great when we have a stiff lower back or we wake up with tightness. So this one's probably pretty self-explanatory. Take another breath or two. And then inhale, come back up to tabletop. So your wrists are under shoulders, knees are under hips, and we'll take a few rounds of bird dog. So extend the left leg straight back and bring the right arm straight out. And I just want you to hold this. So draw the core in towards the spine. Scoop the tailbone down toward the heel, just a little bit, so you have a nice long line from the pinky finger down to the heel. We're just holding for 3, 2, 1. Take it down and let's switch. One common culprit to lower back pain is a weaker core, or just even if you're not like chronically weak in the core, maybe you've just been sitting a lot during the day and the core has been shut off. This is a really good mild way to reactivate that. Inhale fully, exhale, step it down. Go ahead and come up to your knees and step the left foot forward. So both knees end up at 90 degrees. So here, I just want you to scoop the pelvis forward until you feel this kind of deep lengthening through the right hip flexor and the upper part of the quads. So it's almost like you're lengthening the lower back, that arch, and then stretching the front part of the right hip flexor. Switch sides, so take the left knee back, bring the right foot forward. And then again, just slightly scoop the pelvis under so you feel that lengthening through the left hip. And you can just rest the hands on the hips. You can bring them to the heart center. Whatever feels good is fine. And then come up. Let's lie down on your left side. Prop yourself up with the left hand. Bring your knees together and your right hand to your waist. So as you exhale, I just want you to lift the right knee just a little bit, like halfway. You'll start to feel this subtle activation through the lowest part of the core as well as the lower back, especially on the left side. You're just going to hold here and then take it back down. Lift the right knee up just halfway. You're holding there. And then gently take it back down. You're going to keep alternating that way, but lifting up and coming back down. And again, we're just focused on this really subtle strengthening, stabilizing that we feel as we lift that right knee. Do 3 more. 3, lower, 2, lower, last one. Take it down. Let's switch sides. So roll onto your right side, and we're going to do the same thing. So the knees are together. Just kind of prop yourself up, kind of using your arm as a pillow, your right arm as a pillow. Feet together, knees together. Take your left hand to your left waist, to your left hip, and then slowly lift the left knee. It's really light. It's not super high. It's not like a full clamshell. Lower down, halfway up, lift, and lower. Gently draw the belly back as you do this. Lift, lower. Do 5 more. 5, 4, 3. If you feel this in your glutes, that's good too. Last 2. Last one. Take it down. Roll all the way up. We're going to find a plank, and you can modify plank always. So anytime, honestly, this goes for anything, not just in the book, but even in a class. Anytime you're cued to do plank, if plank is just not accessible on that particular day, keep the knees down. So I'll give you 2 options here. You can come down to the forearms, keep the knees down, and you're going to hold a plank for 20 seconds to a full minute. It really depends on, where you're at in your practice. So maybe you're here for 20 seconds, that's fine, or you can do a full plank for a full minute. For today, together, we'll split the difference and we'll do 30 seconds, starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So you can be on your hands, you can be on your forearms. You'll see that in the book I'm on my hands, but anytime you see me in plank on my hands, just assume you can also come down to the forearms. More than halfway there. You got this. You got this. Pull the belly back. Scoop the tailbone under. Strengthening the core is key to getting rid of low back pain for good. 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and come down. Have a seat. One of my favorite poses ever. It's just a half seated wide forward fold. So fold your right leg in, extend your left leg long. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Sorry. Just always got to make sure there's no wardrobe malfunctions. Shift your weight forward and just lean onto the hands. So key here, make sure your right hip does not pop up at all. You want to keep both hips down. So where you might feel this is the inner left thigh. You might feel a little bit of relaxation through the lower back. You're supported through the upper body. Inhale, lift the chest. Just switch sides. So pull the left foot in, extend the right leg out. Inhale fully. Exhale, hinge at the hips, and just walk the upper body forward. You can walk as far out as you comfortably can, but the key is that left hip has to stay down. So if your left hip starts to pop up or the right hip pops up, you've gone too far, walk it in a little bit. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift the chest. Go ahead and turn towards the front of your mat. Our final pose is a seated forward fold. Sit up nice and tall. Inhale. And as you exhale, reach the upper body forward. So I do not care how deep the fold is. You can keep your hands on your mat. You can even soften the knees a little bit and fold like this. You can slide something under the legs if you need to. As usual, remember that the depth does not matter. We're just going for sensation and letting that guide how far we take it. So once you feel a lengthening through the calves, the hamstrings, and even the lower back, you can stop. On your next breath in, lift the chest. Go ahead and turn towards me. And you have finished your first yoga fix. This was for lower back pain. So there is another lower back pain fix in here. And then there's a bunch of resources for the lower back in general. So tailbone pain when you sit. I don't know if you can see this, but I'm showing you. There's 2 fixes for that. We have sciatica. Hello. We cannot have a yoga fix book without sciatica fixes. And there's 2 fixes for that. And then another favorite part of this book is actually functional habits. So for each body region, like the lower back, for example, that's where I am, I'm giving you things that you can do every single day, just in your day-to-day life, off the mat, that will help alleviate lower back pain and lower back dysfunction. Because to be real, most of us spend, a very, very brief blip of time on our mats every day, if it even happens every day. And the more we focus on the functional habits that we're just doing in our day-to-day living, the better we'll feel in our bodies. So Yoga Fix is out now. I'm going to put it in the link in the description below. I'm going to put it as a link in the description below. It would mean the world to me. Of course, if you got it, if you love it, even better, it would make my day if you left a review. And of course, share it with somebody who maybe is constantly complaining about things in their body that hurt and they do nothing about it. I'm really proud of how this came out. I know it's going to be extremely useful for you. And yeah, I think that's it. I really hope you love it. Thank you for joining me for class. And don't forget to subscribe and come back here really soon. Look, I'm so excited about the book. I have no words. I can't talk anymore. I love you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for buying the book and being part of this community. I'll see you right back here next time. You know what? I think it's fine.